it worked out very well. We got a lot of responses from the readers, so we got more responses than we thought we would. And the readers really got involved. They read the documents, and we could see that because they gave us tips about look into this project or look into that project. So very big response, very fun actually.
And a lot of readership too. The blog was one of the most read items.
Yeah, it was one of the most read items on svd.se. But he was a former Swedish diplomat in Namibia. He had seen how these aid projects worked in reality, and he gave a totally different picture from the one that the municipality or the officials in the municipalities, the politicians, gave us. That's a good example of how crowdsourcing is working when it's working as the best. We didn't think about calling him. We didn't even know that he existed. So if we didn't have that total transparency and that people could follow what we did, I don't think we would get in contact with him. And this time he contacted us instead of the other way.
And how did it feel to be so transparent and open and to work with the readers?
In the beginning it felt kind of scary because you don't know what kind of response you will receive from the readers. Will anyone read our blog, or is this just gonna be a total failure? But when we saw that the people were interested in what we did, it kind of felt very interested. It's kind of new way of working with the total transparency. But it also gave you some kind of, because you're total transparent and you have put everything, every source, every document up on the blog, everyone can see what you do. And if anyone criticizes you and say, hey, you done, oh, this isn't correct, you can always say, well, go read the documents yourself. You will see that we haven't made the mistakes that you're telling us that we have.
So you kind of share the responsibility somehow.
It's always my responsibility as a journalist, but you kind of, yeah, you can say that you share it in one way, but the final responsibility is always mine. I would say first, have a well-defined subject. It can't be too broad. We chose aid money, state money, taxpayers' money, and it's a subject that we know people will get involved in. People get crazy when they hear that some politician in some municipality have used state money or taxpayers' money to go on a travel abroad, staying at a 5-star hotel and so on, which was one example of what we find out. So have a well-defined subject, and that's the first advice. The second advice would be transparent in every single thing you do. Don't try to hide things. Don't try to not put some documents up on the blog because people will find out. And it might be scary to like put everything up in the blog, but it's worth the effort, I would say. The third, it's kind of, yeah, I can't think of a third one actually. I would say maybe just don't be afraid of trying new things. It's kind of because it's all transparent, you will see that it might be scary, but you will also get a lot of responses from the readers. And use the readers. Ask them to ask questions to the politicians or whoever you're going to interview. Be open with it. Say, tomorrow we're going to interview this politician or this official or whoever it might be, and say, do you have any questions? Phone us, write to us, email us, whatever. But we're going to put your questions to the person we're going to interview. So That would be a tip as well.
And what if nobody answers? How can you get the readers on the board?
That's a difficult question.
Because it didn't happen to you?
No, we didn't get into that situation. People did respond.
Yeah.
And I think people will respond. I don't think that will be a problem. I think if you have a well-defined subject, and if you have a subject that you know people are interested in, people will get involved. So if you use the first two advices, well-defined subject and transparency, people will read what you do, and you will get the reader's response.